My Jeep Gladiator needs bigger tires. Well, good morning everybody. How are you today? Pretty good here, and welcome back to the channel. And that's right, my Jeep Gladiator needs bigger tires. Why? Well, what I'm running right now, I did go with aftermarket wheels. Obviously, these are not the wheels that came on the Jeep. They are Fuels. They're 17-inch. And I put the original stock tires on. Now, those were okay for a while. I'm kind of digging the way they look. I mean, at least the poke. You guys can see there is a bit of a poke there, front to back. I kind of dig that. But then I decided to do a few mods. You know, the first thing I did, I had the factory bumper on here, and I took the closeout off there, so you could kind of see in between. That was okay. But, of course, I had to put a stubby bumper on here. Well, when I did that, obviously, it opened up the view in the front of the tire here, right? So you guys can see, it looks kind of thin. It looks kind of narrow. It looks kind of small. Now, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go out here and look at my wife's real quick, because she has the same bumper on hers, but obviously, these massive tires. Now these things are huge. They're 295/55 R20s. She has 20-inch wheels. So they're gigantic, right? Now, if you look at hers from the front, I mean, check out the stance on this thing. I mean, look at the way that looks. That looks the way that the Jeep should look, right? I mean, if you're going to have a stubby bumper on there and be able to see the tires in the front, those things almost come over to the edge of where the bumper is. Awesome. So, I've decided that, indeed, I do need to replace the tires on my Jeep Gladiator. I need bigger tires on my Jeep Gladiator. So, what I'm going to go with, real quick, before I tell you that, look at the distance here. You can see quite a gap between the tire and the bumper in the width. So, what I'm going to go with are the same tires, at least size-wise, that I have on the Toyota Tacoma here. I think these look awesome. Nice, meaty, aggressive looking tire. A bit wider. I believe they're 11.2 inches in width. You guys can see right there. Pretty good width on these tires. Let's take a look at those as compared to the OEM, or the stock tires I have on there now. Let's see if we can get a shot up across both of them. You can see there quite a bit wider as far as the stance goes, which again is something I am really looking for. So what we have on here now, the stock tires, let's see, they are a 245/75 R17, and these are just an all-weather tire, right? Now these are a 285/70 R17. I think without going with a lift, and these are about, I think they're 32.8 inches. So they'd be known as a 32 or 33-inch tire rather. So they're going to give me a little bit over an inch extra in height over what I have on the Gladiator right now. So really, without doing any kind of a lift, I'm going to get a lift. An extra 1-point-some odd inches. That should be pretty cool. I would, to be honest, like to have a couple of inches. And I did look at another tire. You can get this same tire, if you will, in a 285/75 R17. Now, if I did that, I would actually end up with a 2.7-inch height increase. But my concern in doing that is it might look more similar to what it looks like now, right? In other words, you'd have a taller tire, and when you go taller, without going any wider, and there would be no increase in width, just height with those 75s, it might look more like the Jeep was sitting on stilts, you know? And I'm not really digging that. I think when I go over to the tire shop, I'm going to see if they have an example of a 75 that I can put next to a 70, just to kind of get an idea if the look would be okay for me. I'm thinking probably not. I'm thinking it really would give me that kind of stilts look, and I certainly Don't want that. So we're gonna go, most likely, with the 285/70 R17s. I don't think you can go much bigger. You know, there are a lot of videos out there that talk about going with a 35. You can fit a 35-inch tire on the Gladiator without any issue. I have seen 35s on the Jeep Gladiator with no lift. And while if you're just driving a straight line, you know, maybe city driving, nothing too extreme, then you might be okay. Might be okay. The problem is when you start to move that suspension around, right? Go over big bumps, things like that, off-roading, and not even just off-roading. You know, I'll give you an example. We have a McDonald's here that I go to frequently, and it has a big dip, when you exit the parking lot. So the tire really moves around a lot in the fender well. That's when I first noticed that I had a problem with the Tacoma before I changed out the lift to get rid of that problem. You see, I don't want any problems. You know, I don't want a slight rub. I don't want a rub if I happen to do this. I want it to work all the time, no matter what conditions I'm in. So that's why I'm really looking more at a 33-inch as opposed to a 35-inch tire. Not to mention, I think the bigger you go, the more you need a lift, I think, to make things look right. You know, if you stuff a great big tire into an unlifted truck, it just doesn't look good to me. It looks like this great big thing in a space that it really doesn't fit in. So that's not something I'm looking to do, right? So that's why I'm going with a 33 versus a 35, certainly not a 37. It's funny, I have seen videos out there where people claim that the 37-inch will fit on a Jeep Gladiator with no lift. And what you have to watch out for when you see those kind of videos is, yes, they will fit. That just means that they'll go in the space, right? Now, as soon as you start driving the truck, you're gonna have a problem. So be wary when you hear people say that, yeah, 37 will fit. Well, sure it'll fit. I mean, it'll fit in the bed too, but that doesn't do me much good when I'm out driving around, right? So I'm headed off to Discount Tire. We're gonna see what they've got. I think I'm gonna go with a different tire this time. I had Nitto Ridge grapplers on the Tacoma before. I wasn't real impressed with the ride quality of those. I have Goodyear Wrangler Duratracs on there now. Those are an awesome tire, excellent ride. But I think I am gonna try something else, so we'll see once I get over and talk to the guys over at Discount Tire. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you have any rub in your Jeep. If you've gone to those 35s or even, God forbid, a 37, do you have any regrets? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, if you haven't before and you're interested, check out my other channel. It is Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.